Terry personally, but I did have the occasion and honor to talk with Brian, who told me a little bit about Terry. And what I gathered was that he lived a life very much in service to other people. So we're here today to celebrate his life and to honor that in him. And because he was a Buddhist, Brian asked if a Buddhist minister could come officiate. So here I am. My name is Ruby. From what I understand, Terry was a Mahayana Buddhist, which means he was of a particular lineage or form of Buddhism. Some of you may be Buddhist and you may already know, and some of you may not. But Mahayana Buddhists believe that this life is merely part of a stream of consciousness that continues from beginningless time and continues until all beings have attained enlightenment. Now, in his lineage of Buddhism, there are vows that can be taken. They're called the Bodhisattva vows. And the first of those vows is that I will keep returning to life as a human being in order to make sure that all beings attain enlightenment. I don't know if Terry actually took these Bodhisattva vows, but from Brian's description of him, I can only imagine that he probably did, because he seemed to be of that inclination. In that case, he vowed and committed to return to the world again and again to help all beings find liberation, find the joy that knows no sorrow. This is not an easy commitment, and it behooves all of us who are here today to celebrate him, to offer him prayers, and to offer him what we call merit in the continuation of his journey. And before we go on, I want to explain a bit about merit. Now, for those of us in the West, merit doesn't sound so great, right? What we do is, for example, every time we meditate, every time we perform an act of service, we take the goodness that comes out of that meditation, any insights that have arisen, the goodness that comes out of the service we perform for others, and we dedicate it to the well-being of others. It sounds like a transaction, but it is not. It is an offering of the heart. And so I would ask for each of you who knew Terry to please perform an act of service, an act of kindness, and dedicate the goodness that arises from that act of service, that act of kindness, even if all you do is smile at another person who you know needs a smile right then. It can be that small. But take the goodness that comes from that and think about Terry and offer it for his well-being as he comes into birth again. Now, you won't recognize him, you won't know him. It is the stream of his consciousness that will come back into birth and will carry with it all of the goodness he has accrued in this lifetime and all the lifetimes previous, and will also include those things that are habits that maybe aren't so great. Because it isn't until we're fully enlightened that we become pure goodness. So please think of him and offer him that goodness so that in his next lifetime, even if it didn't happen in this lifetime, he will become a being of pure joy and pure goodness. So in the words of the Buddha, this existence of ours is as transient as autumn clouds. To watch the birth and death of beings is like looking at the movements of a dance. A lifetime is like a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by like a torrent down a steep mountain. What is born will die. What has been gathered will be dispersed. What has been accumulated will be exhausted. What has been built up will collapse, and what has been high will be brought low. As a Buddhist, Terry would have been very aware of the reality of our mortality as human beings. It's something that we practice with. And in fact, the Buddha gave us, well, lay people certainly, 5 recollections. And we are to bring these to mind every day. And as I recite them, please take them to heart. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. So, I would like to offer a couple of poems, and then I would like to offer anyone who would like to speak even a few words about Terry, about how he touched your life, about what you are wishing for him as he transitions now, and then we will close. This is a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am in 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly falling snow. And just another short poem. This one's called Touching on My History by Manjusvara. One day we will meet, and whether I am ready or not, it will be ready. It will be there waiting to take me. Is there anyone who would like to offer a few of your own words?